Capital Forum. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Neil Kaufman. I'm the chairman of the board of the Long Island Capital Alliance. I'm also a partner and chairman of the corporate department at Abrams Fensterman, one of Long Island's largest full-service law firms. For over 30 years, the Long Island Capital Alliance has facilitated capital formation and economic growth on Long Island by introducing promising local companies to investors and other participants in the economic infrastructure to help them grow. We've made dozens of matches, helping companies raise hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. Many companies have also found members of their executive team, strategic alliances, and other critical relationships at our events. And we're very proud of our accomplishments. In fact, I have several announcements to make to keep you all advised of our progress. Just recently, Traverse Biosciences, which presented at our last Healthcare Capital Forum, received $200,000 in funding. It's an early stage therapeutic product for primarily initially targeting the pet market and then the human market. $200,000 coming on top of the $100,000 that they received in funding from the Accelerate Long Island Fund provides significant capital for their growth. In addition, Real Content Media Group, which presented on our stage at our last technology forum as Digital Impact Group and since changed their name, has been a great success story. First off, they satisfied a lot of their infrastructure needs from the people that they met right here. For example, Michael Lane, one of LICA's directors, has become the president of the company. The company found their HR and payroll support from Insperity, one of our sponsors. And then they went off and raised $2 million in growth capital, which is fantastic. They're currently negotiating to lease space from another one of our sponsors right here on Long Island. So Real Content Media Group is another great success story that we like to think we had a hand in. In addition, over the last couple of years, and as you'll see over the next years to come, we have tried to play a role in breaking down some of the walls between many of the organizations on Long Island and really highlighting to the investment community some of the great things that are happening right here on Long Island. Some of you may recall that a while back we ran a Capital Forum in collaboration with Brookhaven National Laboratory, highlighting some of the amazing technologies that they've discovered or developed there. And with the new head of tech transfer at B&L, we are planning to do that again, very possibly as early as our May 8th Capital Forum. They've got a lot of great technologies, and we're going to showcase that for the investment community. We also very likely will be presenting a Green Energy Capital Forum in conjunction with Stony Brook University's Advanced Energy Research Center. There are a bunch of great green energy companies on Long Island, and we hope to be able to provide a forum for those companies to be showcased to the investment community. In addition, we'll be hosting another Biotech Capital Forum in collaboration with our partners at Coastal Harbor Laboratory and the Feinstein Institute and the remainder of North Shore LIJ. Those organizations have developed a very close working relationship over the last couple of years. In part, we like to think, to our influence. Now they've gone from having hardly any interaction to drugs developed at Coastal Harbor Laboratory going through clinical trials at North Shore LIJ. So this is another great example of getting the tremendous talent at the Long Island research institutions who have discovered and developed tremendous technologies, working together collaboratively towards our common goal of building a stronger and more successful region. One last announcement. Some of you have probably noticed our growth over the last few years, which has been in large part due to the tremendous efforts of many of our directors, as well as our administrative staff. A lot of you got to know Amanda Seelman when she worked with us for the last couple of years. You saw the award we gave her at the last event. We're very happy to announce that LICA has taken the big leap and hired our first employee, Carol Lane, who's standing right there in the red blazer, is our new executive director. devoting a significant amount of time and energy, all very successfully to pulling together great events like we have this morning and which we will have going forward in the future. So welcome, Carol. We look forward to a whole new era. So this morning, after I'm done blathering here at the stage, I'm going to introduce Russell Artz for his keynote address. He'll tell us about how CA was started and discuss big data a little bit, which will be lead into a little bit of a theme for us this morning because several of our presenting companies are involved in big data. I will, after Russ is done, introduce 6 presenting companies. Each of them will talk for 7 minutes. We'll have a couple of questions and answers for each company. Mostly those will come from our panelists. So for any of you, don't be offended if you don't get called on, even if you raise your hand. We only have time for 2 or at most 3 questions. And we do like to give our investor panelists first crack at that. So if they run out of questions, we open it up to the floor, but I don't want anyone to feel like you're being slighted if you don't get called on. After the presenting companies have all completed, I'll introduce Corey Masella, who will moderate our investor panel. We've got 4 highly experienced technology industry investors who will discuss the status of technology investing, some input on the companies that are presenting this morning, and whatever else they feel like talking about. We'll have a Q&A with panelists, and then we'll be all wrapped up by 11 o'clock so everyone can get back to the office and try to make some money today. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Abrams Fensterman, BDO, Citron Cooperman, the Long Island Forum for Technology, Carter DeLuca, Farrell and Schmidt, and Livingston Securities. Those are all of our platinum sponsors, and our gold sponsors are Insperity, Ruskin Moscow, Grassi and Company, the Suffolk County IDA, the Corridor, MarketWire, and Executive Strategies Group. I especially want to thank our directors who have done a tremendous job in pulling this event together, including the tremendous amount of time that we spend working with our presenting companies, coaching them and advising them on their presentations, especially Michael Lane and George Lucarezos and Corey Masella and Mike Violino and Jordan Darrow and Jeff Bass and all the other directors who have contributed a lot of effort to help our presenting companies. So at this point, I would like to begin